Hello, my name is Nassan. I am the computer guy. I'm creating this tutorial to help give you the tools necessary to avoid viruses, spyware, and trojans while using peer-to-peer file sharing programs such as LimeWire or FrostWire. These programs are safe by nature. However, you can get very nasty viruses and other malicious files downloaded to your computer through these programs. My aim here is to, again, give you the tools necessary to help you avoid these potential threats and kind of give you a heads up on what to look out for when you're downloading using these programs. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come to my favorite website, download.com, and it's where I get a lot of free applications. It's a totally awesome site. We're going to go ahead and type in FrostWire because that's the program that we're going to use today. Anybody that's familiar with LimeWire, we all know that they're going through some legal battles now, and they've disabled the use of their application for the time being. So until that opens back up, we're going to go ahead and use FrostWire, which is pretty much the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and click download now. If you're using Internet Explorer, I would recommend that you click open or run when the download dialog box pops up on the screen. Because we're using Firefox, it's a little different. We're going to go ahead and allow the download to come through, and we're going to save the download to our computer. I'm going to go ahead and save it to my desktop since I already actually downloaded it, because you see it right there. I'm going to cancel out, but you go ahead and save it or open or run if you're using Internet Explorer. After you have the file downloaded, go to the place where you put it, and let's double click on it to go ahead and get it installed. Okay. Now I'm going to rush through the installation. I'm not really going to change any of the settings. I'm not really going to worry about all of that. I'm just want to hurry up and rush and get it installed so that I can show you and give you some examples on how to avoid getting viruses and spyware when using the program. So I'm going to rush through this. I don't want any added things. Again, you can go ahead and tweak this however you want. If you know what settings that are optimal for you, by all means go ahead and select the preferences that you would like. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to bypass all of these things. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and run the program. Get finished. They have a different picture every time. Okay, so this is FrostWire. It looks just like LimeWire. They're pretty much the same programs. And so what I'm going to do is, since most of us use FrostWire or LimeWire or these file sharing programs to download music, we're going to use music as the prime example here for this tutorial. So what I'm going to do here is, we have it installed, it's up and running, show that we're connected down here, we have a good connection. I'm going to type in a title of a song. Let's look for Michael Jackson. It's very popular. Okay, so we do our search for the artist that we're looking for, and the list will auto-populate with either songs or video. But we're looking for songs, and that's quite alright. Now, most of my clients, when they use these programs, they're looking for a Michael Jackson song. They see Billie Jean, that's the song that they want, so they'll come and they'll click on Billie Jean because that's the song that they're looking for. What I would employ you to do is to, before you click to download anything, pay very close attention to the attributes. Most importantly, the size of the file that you're downloading. If you pay attention to the size of the file, you can avoid potentially harmful and malicious files downloaded to your computer. For example, an average MP3 or music file is between 2,000 to 7,500 kilobytes, which is 2 megabytes or 7.5 megabytes. That's the average size of an MP3 file. There are exceptions to that, but on average, those are the margins in which we know that a reputable song will be. Let's see, this is a reputable song. It's within the threshold between 2,000 and 7,500 kilobytes. So this is probably a reputable song. It may not result in a virus. Now, this tutorial does not guarantee that you will not get viruses, but it will dramatically reduce the chances of you getting them. Okay. What I do not want you to download, let's see if we can find one here. Now, this file here is likely to be a virus or spyware. I say that because it is below the size file threshold. Remember, an average MP3 song file is between 2 megabytes and 7.5 megabytes average, or which is 2,000 kilobytes to 7,500 kilobytes. This is well below the threshold. I believe that this will result in spyware on your computer. It may not even play once you download it. It may be staticky or some other funky, weird sound. All of these songs actually below here I would steer clear from. It doesn't guarantee that they are viruses, but it is, the chances increase as the file of the size gets smaller. So what I don't want you to do is come here, search for Michael Jackson, and you see his name and you want to download the Michael Jackson slow bounce. It even sounds weird, of course, but you know, some people will download it. What I would love for you to do is to stay within the range of the size of the file. This is above 2,000 kilobytes. I believe this perhaps is a reputable song, although the name of the file is not descriptive, and I would steer clear from that as well. So, for rule of thumb, you want to make sure that it's the song that you want, the artist and the name, and the size is within the norms of an MP3 file size. If you stay within the norms of an MP3 file, the size, you should be able to avoid many potentially harmful files when using peer-to-peer file sharing programs such as LimeWire or FrostWire. As another example, this song, it's a song, is way too big to be a song file. Way too big. Now this tells me that this song is 1 hour and 18 minutes, which means it's probably a whole CD or it's just some extended version. Download these at your own risk. I personally would stay very clear from this. This right here, now this is above 7,500 kilobytes. However, some songs are long, some songs are instrumentals, some songs have extended instrumental parts of the song which can extend the length of the song. So if you know that the song is generally long, then you know that the file should be a little bigger than normal or bigger than average. So it doesn't necessarily mean that this is a bad song. This is probably a reputable song. We Are the World, if anyone knows that song, it's a very long song. It even says there it's an instrumental, so it's not unreasonable for it to be a little bit larger than average. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The basics. Just look at the name of the file, look at very closely to the size of the file, which is probably more important than anything. And you know, as long as you pay attention to those things, you can download music or songs or even videos pretty safely. Now, just real quick, now when you're downloading videos with LimeWire or FrostWire, it's a little bit different. Same thing, look for the size of the file. We're going to go ahead and type in Michael Jackson on this one here too. Jackson. Same thing. A video file should not be lower than 5 megabytes. I would say anything smaller than that, I would be scared to download it. If it's bigger than 5 megabytes, it's likely to be a reputable file, although you can still get a virus from any size file. Music or video, it doesn't matter. but it's the chances of you getting infected are reduced when you stay within the norms. All of these seem to be reasonable sizes for files. I was hoping that maybe we might get something here that might throw up a red flag for us. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to sort this by size. Okay. Alright. Now this is a video file, and the size of the file is about the size of a song. Videos are always bigger than song files, video files. I personally would stay clear from all of these 5,000 kilobyte video files, and I would download this. This is about 10 megabytes. It's over 5 megabytes. Anything about 5, anything close to 5, I would be a little iffy on. If it's below 5, I would stay clear from. But I do not get viruses. I do not get spyware. I don't use file sharing programs like these, but when I did, I was very good at avoiding viruses and spyware. In this way, if you remember what I said, pay close attention to the size of the file and of course the name, and I believe that you too will help reduce your exposure to malicious content while downloading from the net. My name is Nassan. I am the computer guy. That will complete our tutorial for today. Hopefully you've learned something.